Smells like me in here. Anyway, how's it going? Hi, how's it going? I'm wearing a hat today and a jumper. This is my work clothes. Yeah. I got home from work. There's stuff here. I figure I can't be bothered showering yet because I will later, but we got more stuff in, obviously. This one's actually I mentioned it in last week's this weekend, where this is more of another Lee Gambon kind of one. Mostly because this is the other stuff I ordered, including the Indicator stuff and some books and some stuff from the Cinemaniacs that I've also ordered. Hopefully some of that will be in the latter half of this video. I'll find out when I go there on Saturday. If not, then I can still wait, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, I'm a patient person, so I don't really mind, but, you know. Anyway, so first up from eBay, of all places, I actually got this, which was Massacred by Mother Nature, exploring the natural horror film by Lee Gambon. This is, I think, his first book, actually, where it's got a killer rabbit on the back. That's amusing. This one is about eco-horror, which was a genre he absolutely adored, and is one that I have learnt a lot more because of him, because they did screening for Squirm, I think it was last year, if not the year before, at the Cinemaniacs. I, because of that, bought Frogs, which is what this picture is from. I even got if you've been subscribed for a long time, you'll remember I got a lobby card, which was an original lobby card for Frogs. And I didn't even have the movie, but now I've got like 2 lobby cards. So I have the movie now, of course, on Blu-ray, and I've got this too. But there's those. There was The Pack, which is another one that Lee also did a commentary and a bunch of interviews for, which I actually watched last night, as well as Ants, which he also did a commentary for, and a lot of interviews, all of which eco-horror, all 70s, all animals taking revenge for some reason. You know, there's always like some line of dialogue explaining, the animals are doing this because of how we're treating the environment. That's basically it. It's basically like a Godzilla film, but with animals. Most of them are real, some of them are like, animatronics and stuff. But so he did a whole entire book diving into it, which is great. That one's from The Pack. That one's also from The Pack. I guess this is a chapter talking about The Pack, which I can read now. That's from the Ray Harryhausen film. It Came from Beneath the Sea. So there's Jaws, obviously Orca, which I've got coming in from the Cinemaniac, Piranha, Monkey Blood. I haven't seen that one. There's a whole bunch. Let me see if there's it starts with that, telling you, careful of Willard. Oh boy, there's a lot of detail on this. So you got the forewords from Four of the Finest. You get from Hitchcock's Flock, so of course the birds, to Girdley's Grizzly, an introduction to the natural horror film. Then there's a frog shall lead them. Mother Nature gets angry. So it doesn't. Well, there's the frog aqua attacks. That's when I fell for the lead of the pack. I get that reference. So that would be about dogs. Insectual. It's about insects. Children of Kong, Spawn of Godzilla, so all the supersized animals. The Two of Us, Need Look No More, Human Help in the Natural Horror, okay. Stock characters in ecological horror film, Haunted Loners, Leftover Cowboys, Environmental Sympathizers, Sassy Professionals, and Wise Indians. I imagine that's Native Americans, but it could be the trope of like the Wise Indian from the Western and whatever. And then the Animal Kingdom, Reign Supreme, animal attack sequences, interviews, and other fun stuff. And finally, I Do Not Understand the Human Race, an ode to the ecologically evil. So, yeah, the index covers. I don't think that covers all the movies, actually. If it does, there's pages of this stuff, which is going to be one of those things where it's like, I'm going to read this and be like, damn, I haven't watched that one. But that's just that was the thing with Lee. He knew so much, and of course, one of the many benefits of having his books is that I can just read them and learn just everything from his mind, which is wonderful. It was really shocking to watch the pack the other night because I knew he did the commentary. I didn't know he did the interview, so I started watching the interviews. And the first one was an interview with one of the actresses, Shelley, about Shelley DeBoer or something like that, and they were talking about like animal rights and whatever, and he was talking about Buddy, and there's just a lot of like, it made me really sad, especially because like I just immediately was like, I didn't expect to hear his voice, so it kind of caught me off guard. Stupid of me because I know he does interviews with people, and the rest of them were interviews that he worked on. But the first featurette was an interview that like Scream Factory did with like the lead actress. The rest were done over the phone by Lee, so he wasn't involved in the first one. So it's like, false sense of security in a way. Anyway, I also got King of I think it's pronounced Banger, which is a 1-act play by Lee, which I got on Amazon. So it's literally a play. So, it's from the mind of like Stephen King, and it's like him interacting with a couple characters. I think it's just like him losing his mind or something like that. But it's very thin. It doesn't even have a spine. That's how thin it is. So, yeah. But yeah, it is a work of Lee's, which is really nice. So it was just cheap on Amazon, $17. So I figured, why not? He's done a couple others. One was like one about Shelley Duvall. There's a couple of them on Amazon still, so there's always going to be works of his for me to get in book form as well. And then we have the Indicator Order, which I mentioned in my last this weekend when I had the Arrow video stuff that I was expecting it in. It is actually the same week I filmed that. I've just already edited that and uploaded it, and it's ready and waiting to come out. So I just didn't want to have to. I didn't know if I'd have the time to add all this stuff. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 films. I looked up on the Indicator website, just typed in Lee's name, and it came up with all of these. Came up with a few others. There was a limited edition one that was like a noir set. I can't remember what they were called. I'll try to, if I remember to, I'll put an image on screen. But it was a really new set. So it was like the limited edition, and there was a commentary. So I was like, well, if they do a separate release eventually, then I might just get one of those and get the actual film he worked on. But there's a lot of people who I know who worked on other films in the set, but it's like 8 or 9 films or whatever. It's a crazy amount for this crazy series of films. So that was one, plus there was another which was Road Games, which he only worked on an essay for the limited edition release, like a written essay. So unless I find the limited edition release, which again, limited edition well out of print, I'm never going to get it. So yeah, I'll get the film eventually, but yeah, but these ones were all standard releases. There's 2 limited editions in here with Diary of a Mad Housewife and The People Next Door. Some of these were in like the, 3 for £8 thing, or 3 for £20 it was. So 4 of these were, but I only had the sale apply to 3 of them, obviously. So, what do we have? We got first up, The People from The People Next Door. The People Next Door. Really nice artwork. But yeah, does it have a number on here to say that's limited edition? I don't think so. It's just the style of the case and the essay. It's a 4K restoration, which is really nice. I've not seen, I don't think, any of these films, but it does have audio commentary by actor Retanya Older and film historian Lee Gambon. So there's also a slew of other special features, of course, because there always is. Featurettes, interviews. This one does come with reversible artwork, which I don't know if I'll reverse to be honest. Oh, it's just like a black. It's the same artwork. It's just in black, which is fine. I mean, the white is fine as well, but it does have different, obviously, text. A trip in the suburbs, all among those trees and that grass, which sounds like a quote. A movie as American as Mum's Apple Pie, Daddy's Scotch on the Rocks, and Little Maxie's Hang-Ups. Gee, I wonder what this movie's about. Get some people who probably worked on the film, and then some essays, because it's the limited edition version, which was still available when I got this, so I imagine it might still be available. I think it's just an essay by the one person, but yeah. So this one you could still get a standard release for. It hasn't come out yet, but if you're wanting to collect Lee stuff, this would still have a thing. So yeah, it's a 36-page booklet featuring USA by Peter Tonghetti. Tonghetti? It's like tongue with an et on the end. Tonguette? Dang it. Maybe that's it. So, yeah, but there's also an interview with actor Eli Wallach. So, yeah, there's a critical reception and stuff like that. So, yeah. One of my standard edition releases is Shirley MacLaine's Sweet Charity. This one would be a commentary track as well, I would imagine, given the odds. Oh my god, 3 presentations of the film, 4K restoration. So you got the 150-minute original with the overture, the without overture, which is 149 minutes, and the alternate ending version, which is 145 minutes. And audio commentary with film historians Lee Gambin, Alexandra Helen Nicholas, and Cara Mitchell from 2020. So, yeah, that's always a good, fun thing, especially when Lee and Alexandra do a commentary track. It's usually always quite good. The one for Carrie is really nice. I won't be opening the standard editions, but because it's just ads on the inside. Then we got Diary of a Mad Housewife, which is a Frank Perry film, which, if I'm not mistaken, he did The Swimmer, which if I'm not... Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, he did The Swimmer. I was thinking of the film Silkwood, but Silkwood was done by the guy who did The Graduate. So we got Diary of a Mad Housewife. I'm keeping in these flubbers sometimes because it makes me seem more realistic. I'm a human being, apparently. HD remaster and whatnot. Let me actually leave that to linger for a second. Oh, don't you love that reflection from the viewfinder that I'm always looking at? Never looking directly into the camera. Does anyone ever notice that? 2 presentations of the feature, including the original theatrical cut and the long unseen alternative TV cut. I love how they say long unseen, but it's actually 5 minutes shorter. So, yeah, standard definition as well. Theatrical cut commentary with actor Rutanya Alder, same as the first film I mentioned, and film historian Lee Gambin from 2022. So, and then a bunch of archival interviews and stuff. A 40-page booklet with a new essay by Paula Major, a profile of novelist Sue Kaufman, extracts from interviews with Frank Perry, Eleanor Perry, and Carrie Snodgrass, and a look at Snodgrass's relationship with musician Neil Young, an overview of contemporary critical responses and film credits. Limited to 3,000 copies in the UK. So, this one does have different artwork, where you've got that one there, which I do like. It's nice artwork. Oh, Richard Benjamin. You do have that on the inside, which is actually not too dissimilar. I feel like this is a bit more suspect in the way it looks, but of course there is still the inside back artwork with the front saying, I, Tina Balzer, housewife, did not do the laundry today, did not walk the dog, did not polish the silver. Today, I, Tina Balzer, did something else. Woof. Which is actually the exact same, just in a different style or font. So, yeah, and then you got your booklet with essays and images and interviews and everything. So, well, look at me, being dynamic with my film, and I've moved. How about that? The Swimmer, very good film. Would have loved to have gotten their release for that as well. I think I'm still up in the air as to which version I prefer to get, because it's slightly different color grading between the power, like the indicator version, and like, I don't think it's Criterion. Someone else did it, but I can't remember who. No, Grindhouse releasing, or Scorpion releasing, one of the two. I think it's one of those two that I've got as like on my watch list on eBay, because I know one of them has like the really long documentary, and the one that has the really long documentary, which is the special features, which I believe is the Grindhouse, if not Scorpion, releasing, which comes with like the CD as well if you get the limited edition version. That has a weaker looking print to the indicator version, which you can still get the indicator version. So it's like, well, do I want the better print, or do I want the more special features, including, lo and behold, a long documentary? I don't know yet. I mean, the Swimmer is like a standard edition anyway, and so it's pretty cheap. It's like $10-15. So like this, Berserk with Joan Crawford, which I did not have. What is the part that Lee has to do with audio commentary of film historians Lee Gambin and Eloise Ross? So, not bad. There's, again, another good selection of like interviews and stuff. Not as chunky as most of them, but you know, it's always good, especially for a William Castle film, I believe. No, Jim O'Connelly. That explains why it's not in the William Castle set. Homicidal, which I'm really surprised I didn't have. This one also has audio commentary with author and film historian Lee Gambon. So, Homicidal, I believe, yeah, another William Castle film, which I've only ever watched, I think, one William Castle film, which was very recently, not the old Dark House, but something along those, a Haunted House or something? Haunting on Hill House. Haunting on Hill House, who cares? You know what, you probably know what I'm talking about. I didn't even own it. I had to borrow a DVD to get it, because my friends luckily had a copy. Actually, no, they had a Blu-ray copy. It was from Shock, which was like one of 2 copies that was like ever released for the film on Blu-ray, including that and the Scream Factory edition, I believe, which is like well out of print, because again, they only released them in sets, they never released them individually. Anyway, last for the indicated release, we have An Affair in Trinidad. Very different to the rest of these. Rita Hayworth, which is always a good thing. Don't Tell Me I'm Just One More. Or Don't Tell Me I'm Just One More. See, it says it on there. It emphasizes with an underline. What did Lee work on? Audio commentary with him. Just him on a commentary in 2021. That's just how many releases he's worked on. It's crazy. So yeah, just a standard release. Simple stuff. Some days I wonder if I should put these in like branded sections and stuff, but I really don't. It's always alphabetical. Anyway, that's it for this part. Let's skip to the part where I've actually probably showered and see what else we get. Whoa! Alright, so the Cinemaniac stuff will wait till the next video, mostly because I didn't actually get the stuff. No shade towards Hyundai or anything. We had the funeral for Lee the day before, so it was kind of, you know, she even said that she wouldn't be making it to the Cinemaniacs, which is perfectly fine. So that'll be in another day, another video. So as much as the rest of this video is Lee-centric, the second half isn't. I like to be thematically relevant, but it doesn't really matter. So yeah, so I got Amazing Spider-Man 2. This, not by choice, technically. I have to give credit to John Harrison for making little goodie bags at the Cinemaniac screening for Roller Coaster, which he presented. And he had some goodie bags for people, including myself. I was lucky to get one. And yeah, I pulled the one that I happen to have, Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I'm like, well, I don't have it. You know, it's a second-hand copy. I don't really mind, like, I just probably have to watch it at some stage to make sure it, you know, still works. But it even has its ultraviolet copy. Remember ultraviolet? No, you don't? Okay, don't worry about it. Yeah, no, the disc looks alright, so it should be fine. It doesn't really matter. It's not like I'm gonna hunt John down and be like, you son of a bitch, you gave me a faulty Spider-Man 2. So, I don't know. It's a movie, but aside from like a toy recorder and a skateboard and an eraser that's in the shape of a UFO, plus a bunch of lollies and toy dinosaurs and soldiers, man, he loves $2 shops. I got this as well. I just figured I'd reference it because I do like The Simpsons. I like Treehouse of Horror. It is a comic book, of course, for, you know, that's a bad page to cut to, isn't it? Look, Monsters, I think. Yeah, actually, kind of. I think it's just a selection of different, you know, short stories, because, you know, it is Treehouse of Horror, anthology-esque. Look, that one's got aliens in it, so, yeah. I don't know, can't go wrong. I like me some Simpsons. I don't know who it's credited to in terms of writing, but it might be... Oh, okay, it's actually got... Wow, it's got a large selection of stories there. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stories. That's pretty good, plus an introduction. And it was released back in 2008. Copyright is also for 2014, so it was at least from 2014. Not bad. Then we jump into something completely different. Music. This is the album from Zombie Hunger, who are friends of the channel, including Caitlin Kohler, who I did an interview with year and a half ago. My god, time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, it's a digipack that's a release for their first album. It's 6 songs. Yeah, 2 of them you can actually view on the channel, including, I believe, Zombie Children and Coming for You. So, because I recorded one of their shows on my phone. So, don't worry, the footage doesn't look that shit. But, yeah, so I'll link it down below. But yeah, so of course it does credit the band members with their nice, cool names like Coffin Queen and Patient Zero and Graveborn and Worm Feast and Skin Eater. It's pretty cool. And I dig the disc art. And of course, wasn't gonna. Whoa, we're going to eat you. That's like their slogan, like their catchphrase. How cool is that? That's just behind it. There must have just been a printing error. I don't know. Who cares? It's cool. It's good. If you're overtly interested, you can also check out their music on Spotify and YouTube Music. So yeah, if it's not your thing, at least you can take a listen to it and be like, oh, it's not bad. Whatever. Anyway. Third but not last, because I got two more. I got the Harryhausen movie book, the movie posters. I got this mostly because it was like $50 on Amazon, and I just sold a steelbook. So I figured, all right, sure, I got the cash. This is very big. Obviously, I will not be able to show a lot of it, but it covers his whole career in terms of movies. As you can see there, that's one page, that's 2 pages. Whoa, I don't know if the camera's going to show it too well, but each chapter is a different movie from the earliest to the last, with Mighty Joe Young, to The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Let me just take off this. Oh, I don't like. Hardcover books are annoying, because they always have this. I don't know if the footage has gone a bit yellowy, but that's alright. I think we're alright. So this is the basic underneath it, which is not bad. It still has a spine at least. But yeah, so each chapter, if I can open the page to something, Valley of Gwangi, alright, or not, First Man in the Moon. So it has an introduction talking about the film, and then of course it has, they're usually 2 to 4 pages actually showing what, talking about the film, showing some images of the film itself, until it talks about until it just shows the posters. So it just shows a variation of posters. It is very large and very uncomfortable to have to pick up. But yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too in-depth with things, but it mostly just, again, discusses each film within how they were advertised throughout different countries. So if you're a fan of poster art, if you're a fan of Harryhausen, again, see, that was all it was. That was the First Man in the Moon. That was the whole chapter. They're not very long, but I think they're not bad. This chapter goes into the Valley of the Gwangi and 1 million years BC. So yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a coffee table book, so it's very easy to just put down and just be like, look at this giant book I have that talks about movies. Isn't that cool? One of these movies I still have not seen. It's great. Second last, we have Young Guns. Look at how shiny that is. This came in today from Amazon. I got it for like $23. I had tried to order a couple months back from Umbrella, their edition, which came with the first and second film, which apparently the second film has a good print. But the first film, apparently the print is awful. But for the 4K, apparently the print is really good. So, because it's a brand new 4K, and I figured, look, this is, given I had cancelled that order, and this is $20, I think it was $22 or whatever, which is not bad, especially for a 4K. Like, you can't get 4Ks for $22 in Australia. But yeah, I figured, look, I might as well, I'd like to buy it, I've heard good things. I'm not a huge fan of, I'm okay with Westerns. I just prefer good ones. And this is one of those, come on, you get Charlie Sheen, you get Emilio Estevez, you get Kiefer Sutherland, Dermot Mulroney, who's good. I like Dermot Mulroney. Alright, let's see if there's any damages. Ooh, nope. Okay, the discs seem to be alright. We have a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc. That's a good start. That's a very good start. What's a bad start? It's not the discs, but that. Holy shit, thank God it has a sleeve. I hate these cases so much. Cheap pieces of shit. Honestly, America, do better. Anyway, for anyone who wants it, there is a Young Guns digital copy. Go ahead and take your feast. I will be throwing this out immediately, so I guess don't worry about it being stolen by anyone else. For anyone who wants it. I don't do digital copies. So, yeah. Not bad, 4K Blu-ray set, cheap, shitty case, but at least, the one time I can be thankful that there's actually a sleeve, and none of this was damaged in transit, thank God. And I don't mind these, I think it's Lionsgate sleeves, with the kind of circular corners. It's not bad, and they're glossy and stuff. It's nice and shiny. I like it. It's not bad, And last but not least, hopefully this isn't damaged. Paprika in 4K. Again, it has a digital copy, so I'll show that to the camera for whomever wants it. It's one of those things where I love Paprika. It's my favorite Tashi Kon film. I was debating, very up in the air, about getting a steelbook, but, part of one of the sales for, I think it was a mid-year sale for Amazon. So I figured, you know what, I might as well, and I do really like it. I've got the previous Blu-ray, so I don't think special features-wise, which it does stipulate them there, it doesn't come with anything new, I don't think. It might come with one thing new. Double checking. Restoring Paprika. That's I think the only new special feature. The rest of it is a making of documentary, conversation about the Dream CG world, art of fantasy, filmmaker commentary, storyboards, and original drawings and theatrical trailer. So, yeah, not much in terms of. I don't think there's the only thing that's new. I think is just the simple. Oh, it's restored. Ooh. I think it's an upscale as well. But again, I've heard that from the reviews, it seems like it's the best way to watch the film, and I love the film. It's very colourful. I don't expect it to be the most groundbreaking 4K UHD, but I'll take what I can get. It's a nice steelbook. So that's your digital copy for whomever wants it. I'll just go to there. Oh, look at that. Digital copy. All yours. But you do get your 4K UHD disc. Sony Classic Pictures. There's a Blu-ray there. Obviously the wall is just a lot of people. Let me try to show it. I'm not going to take the other disc out. I can't be bothered. Because you get the general gist. It's just a lot of people. And then the steelbook itself, which I think does look really nice. I like how the spine is simplistic and on, black, but the rest of it is all, that silhouetted nice look. It's cool. I dig the design choice. Because I do have the standard UK version of Paprika already on Blu-ray, which is like her face, but it's like a cut out of her face with all these people underneath it. It's very similar to this, except this is more I feel artistic in a way. I'll show you. I don't know why I kept moving that. So this is the other version that I have, the standard Blu-ray, which again, you get the Tatsui and Kon's Paprika featurette, conversation about the Dream featurette, art of fantasy interview, and the Dream world interview. So that's a good, where's the thingy? At least to contrast, yeah, so it just seems to be that the storyboards and original drawings and the filmmaker commentary, but I feel like the filmmaker commentary is still going to be on this. So again, for special features, not much else. But, this is still nice. I think the inside artwork is still the same. Yeah, it is. Anyway, that's all for now. Eventually, I'll get more in. I'm expecting stuff from Umbrella in July, which I will be doing individual videos for, because I'm going to try to do more focused videos of what I get in. I won't be let's do a big mail haul. I might still do mail hauls, but for the most part, I want to try to be hey, I want to focus on individual reviews. So, I've got the Raid 4K coming out soon, so I want to talk about that. There's, some Giallo I also want to unbox, some limited edition, so I want to do more unboxing, proper dive-in breakdown reviews of more physical media. So I want to shift up kind of how I do my videos in a way, do more individual Blu-ray reviews, even if they're just standard releases, or here's a Scream Factory with special features and commentaries. I want to do stuff like that more often than not, and occasionally maybe do a bigger video where I dive into a whole filmography or something. So but those might just be film review focuses instead of physical media things, but I might still do physical media ones. Hopefully. I'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Adios.